Virgo, welcome to your career reading for late April until late May 2025. It's going to be general, so please take what resonates and leave the rest. And let's welcome in our high frequency archangels, ascended masters, light being, spirit guides, and of course our higher selves to assist with this reading today as well. Okay, Virgo, let's see what's going to jump out here. Apologies for taking a bit extra time to get these readings done this round. I have just had to work a few more days per week recently, but this may change soon. Here we have the Judgment. So we're going to grab, for your career reading here, Virgo, we're going to grab 5 more cards. And you have the Hangman also, you have the Two of Swords, the Six of Swords, Death or Rebirth card, and you have the 5 of Cups, and on the bottom of the deck you have the 7 of Pentacles. So you could well be going through a period of self-reflection and sort of consolidation, maybe evaluating and re-evaluating where you're at with regard to your career here, Virgo. Interesting thing is, in the position of your life purpose, or an aspect of your life purpose, you have the Judgment or Awakening card here. And this energy is sort of talking about you moving into a greater appreciation of your higher self, of your spiritual aspect. It's also talking about that phase where I guess it's sort of like you wake up into a greater awareness of your, like your ego and your attachments. And maybe if there are things that you've done in the past or experiences you've had that you haven't really been happy with, that haven't resonated with you, maybe you have experienced some trauma, or maybe there's some things that you've done that you're not proud of, maybe you feel like you've made some mistakes and things like that. This can also be talking about going through this whole thing of self-forgiveness and coming into a greater understanding and appreciation of yourself here, Virgo. Okay, so this could be a self-appreciation. And maybe this is something you're going to help other people with too, to help them to sort of move into self-forgiveness, self-appreciation, self-awareness. You also have the Hanged Man in the position of what inspires you, which is really interesting, because this is like a really mind, body, spirit kind of thing going on here. And also this idea that, in this position, it's more like, when the Hanged Man is sort of reversed, but standing in an upright position, it's sort of more like the ego or the personality has a greater influence on the life of the person. When this starts to happen, it's a little bit like the awakening here. There's a greater depth of self-awareness and self-knowledge that's happening, and I think you're moving into this energy more, Virgo. And this is where the higher self starts to be felt, your inner wisdom and your potential for enlightenment, and your ability to move into the vibration of compassion, unconditional love as well for yourself and others. Okay, so this is a very enlightening kind of very peaceful and harmonious sort of energy as well. Also about sort of self-reflection, which is what the 7 of Pentacles is sort of talking about here as well. So I think on a deeper level, what's inspiring you is this general movement towards an awareness of your spiritual growth here. And I feel like this is going to filter through into your career, into how you participate in your career, and maybe your career choices. And, maybe you are... and maybe you're sensing this, you are going through some upgrades and stepping into different aspects of yourself, okay? And possibly challenging yourself a little more too. In your position of what is some of your strengths, or one of your strengths. This can be, Virgo, about your ability to go within, to take your time in making decisions, to not rush into making decisions. So maybe you are good at laying out the pros and cons of something before you take the plunge, so to speak. And this is this could be like a positive energy about paying attention to the details before you decide to do things. Okay, you do like to sort of, I think, Virgo, you are one of those signs that likes to pay attention to detail and to get things sort of in a fairly comfortable position for yourself. Okay, so that could be one of your strengths there. is about looking at two sides of something, okay? And of course, this can have its negative aspect, but in the position of your strength, okay, this is a strength. If this was a weakness, it would be about perhaps difficulty in making decisions, okay? But this is about your ability to participate in the decision-making process and to look at both sides here. Now, in the position of something that needs work, this is the Six of Swords. So when we say it needs work, we're talking about this idea that, Virgo, that you may need to, maybe there's some things you need to work on personally, okay, personal growth, or maybe this is talking about, you know, mental states. If this is sort of stress, maybe you need to work on reducing your stress, okay, or reducing perhaps any job-related stress, or that's not helpful. Obviously, there are helpful levels of stress where we can sort of, we meet a challenge and we overcome the challenge, and we can sort of level up in our I guess, our tasks that we're doing, or our responsibilities that we're taking on. But this is about, you know, I guess having that, being able to, I guess, integrate into your career or your job role a calmer state of mind, possibly, and reducing your stress. So this could be talking about improving your work-life balance as well, if that resonates. And the other thing that's right next to this is that Spirit's dropped in here, is that this energy here is what is something that could be useful for you in order to kind of, I guess, an energy to sort of take on that will assist you in, you know, working towards your dream career, or that will help you in some way to acquire that. And this is the energy of death or rebirth, but also this idea of release, okay, of releasing. This is what the Judgment talks about, of releasing maybe, you know, like if you have been, say for example, you've been hard on yourself, Virgo, this is about releasing that. You know, and if you've had a really stressful job, it's about releasing that, moving into something that's going to be a better balance for you. Whatever resonates here, there's something that you need to release in order to generate your dream career. And I think you may know what that is. The opportunities, this is energies in the position of opportunities that are coming up. So maybe there's an opportunity for you to, I guess, process a loss of some sort, but then to turn around and take advantage of new opportunities that are going to present. Or this could be that maybe you are going to assist others in their grief and loss process. Maybe you're going to be helping people to, you know, move into this energy, helping them to understand, you know, the whole process of loss and the change process in general. All of these cards here talk about change. Okay, this is like, there's a big change afoot. This is like your spiritual, kind of moving into a spiritual thing. And this is almost like, this card is also like a portal, because as you know, when it's life, as we move into death, there's like a transition, or our energy body takes on a different form. So it's sort of like maybe you are going to be up-leveling, upgrading here. This, of course, as you know, does not mean actual physical death. Okay, although I guess for some of you, maybe you've experienced the death of a loved one. Okay, so maybe this is confirmation for you that maybe there is some grief that you need to process, or there's something or someone, maybe a pet or a person that you've sort of lost, or maybe it's like maybe you have just let go of a work role, or there's something, maybe you are moving home, maybe you've had to sort of release one location and you're moving to another location. So maybe this is, that once this process, if there's some grief, associated with that, once you've processed that and moved through, then the opportunities will come. Okay, so this could be talking about, and this is what Judgment talks about sometimes too. It's like that time between when you're going through the challenge, that you come out of it stronger, or you come out of it on a new level, you come out of it changed in some way. And I think a result of this is that this change is that you're going to have a greater awareness of your spirituality, and that is going to kind of assist you in your career as well, or it's going to, I guess, change you and personally, and it's going to help you to move into new realms and new job roles. But it's important for you to go through this number 7 of Pentacles, this consolidation and evaluation. Okay, to really sort of look at what you've done, how much you have achieved, and just, you know, what you're going to move into and move through. And just underneath that, you do have the Magician. And this is really nice because it's talking about, as a result of this contemplation, you're going to, I guess, create a greater awareness of all of your talents, skills, gifts, and abilities here, Virgo. Okay, there might be some things that, you know, maybe you haven't tapped into for a while in terms of talents. And maybe you're sort of taking some time out even from work in general, or you're changing your whole vibe or your whole approach. And I think maybe you're going to be integrating some other aspects of yourself into what you do next. And this could be you actually using your intuition to really go within and make some plans and sort of figure out what it is you're going to do here. But this is fire, earth, air, and water. So mind, body, spirit, and emotions. Okay, all of those things you have at your disposal. You know, the soul is an amazing thing, and I feel that this 5 of Cups is a number of challenge and change as well. So you could be indeed letting go of even past conditioning. You could be letting go of unhelpful values that you've ascribed to, that you feel haven't helped you to move forward. And yeah, let's clarify that 5 of Cups. Okay, well, that really wanted to jump out. Ace of Wands. Yeah, this is like the new, it's a new spiritual beginning here. And sometimes endings do mark beginnings, okay? Because, as you know, things are cyclical. So this is about you probably, what's going on here, Virgo, is that I feel like personally there's some really deep transformations that you're going through, and I feel like you are releasing some things. And I think you might have an understanding of what that is. And it's not necessarily that you're not necessarily releasing a job role. I feel like you're releasing some internal stuff, and it's been going on for, you know, probably a couple of years, maybe longer. But it's going to, as time moves on, it's going to affect your job, okay, your career choices as you move forward. Let's just see, Spirit. So let's look at this 6 of Swords. I feel like maybe you're going to be moving into a more peaceful job role, or something that's more in line with your soul. And wow, okay, yeah, the Emperor has come out here. So this is to clarify the 6 of Swords. So you're going to be moving in terms of career into something that's going to be, you will be calling the shots. It's going to be in alignment for you, for your higher self, and it's going to be more resonant with your soul. It's going to feel like enlightening. It's going to have a lot of meaning for you as well. And here you have the Chariot. Awesome. Yeah, moving forward into the unknown, which is definitely what this energy can be here. That can be representing. So maybe you're going through a big change here, Virgo. Maybe you're going through a really big change. 8 of Wands, yeah. Lots of things are changing. I think that's what this is about here. There's lots going on for you at the moment, Virgo. I almost feel prompted to do another reading for you, but I do have other readings to get through. So, yeah. So we might leave it there. But, yeah, I hope that's been helpful. But, yeah, some big changes afoot here. So, yeah, look forward to our next one, Virgo. In the meantime, have a great day, great week, and I'll see you again soon.